Once Italian fascism took over, 1922, 23, 24, German Nazism is menacing. Imperialism is in a crisis already by 1929. Comrade Stalin, he said, if we don't catch up, the gap between us and them is 100 years. This beast, they will destroy us. Collectivization and industrialization. When you just take one work of Lenin and you compare, in his work, Shame on America on the Plight of Negroes. In that wonderful work of Comrade Lenin, the Afro-Americans today, the ex-slaves in the South, their literacy grade was higher than the Russian peasantry in 1918. When you compare Russia, the Soviet Union in 1918, there is a 400 years gap between Great Britain and the Soviet Union in 1918. Have you ever seen a civilization who made a gap, who closed the gap in 8 years' time? Let's now see what the Imperialists say today. The Soviet people, they don't exist anymore. Now they became Chechens, Georgians, Georgian fighting another one, tribes. The richest man in Belgium is not a Belgian today. Is a thief from Kazakhstan. Somalis who speak one language, one psychological makeup, one geographical territory, one religion for that Islam, even from Islam, Sunni, and from Sunni, one line, Maliki. They are now today clans and warlords, according to the imperialist media. My country, Ethiopia, a poor country, or a country with a poor people with a rich resources, have sent troops when I was a young boy going to school. There was a musician, an Ethiopian musician. He was singing about Ethiopian soldiers who were being brought in the train to go and fight in a war on the American side in Korea. They died for nothing. The nationality issues, the equality of people, it can only be solved under the Soviet type of system. We know that most of our countries are multinational. Today, when you look in Africa, the imperialist media will tell you tribe X against tribe Z, Z against W, W against this, while inciting and creating a proxy war. But one thing, the Iraqi resistance had shattered American imperialist dream. Afghani people resisted will also destroy the unity of NATO, provided the Pakistani people with the correct anti-imperialist leadership stand up against these puppets who are trying to drag 140 million people Pakistan into a serious problem. Imperialism is seriously wounded. Comrade Hapar Bra is one of my teachers. In one of his eloquent, wonderful work on capitalism and migration, the imperialist countries, they don't have children. In a city where I live, 100,000 people live. 30% of the population are pensioners. There is no children. In Spain, in Italy, by 2040, Russia will be 30% reduced, Ukraine by 40% reduced. Not because these people, they don't like to have children, because it became impossible for young people to have a decent job, to have a decent shelter. They have to work flexible. They have temporary contracts. I think it's not difficult. I wish I knew Russian to study. They are already now 18 years. Imperialist bourgeoisie, they have all the files of the Soviet. They couldn't even publish. Where is the 30 million gulags? They couldn't produce even a film about it. They used to inculcate us day and night that it is in Ukraine there was a famine, a deliberate famine, 10 million Ukrainians dead. There is no today that. Young people in the imperialist countries have to be educated, and I'm happy for Comrade, the young one, when she spoke, honest and decent, we the older comrades, we have to have the patience and we have to do all the maximum to win our young generation to realize our defeat and bring, as the Arabs say, I will end up my speech here, لِكُلِّ ظَالِمٍ يَوْمًا. For every oppressor class, there is a day, and that day is the October Revolution.